Welcome to FanPark Live. Arsenal have just had a 1-1 draw with Southampton, a hard thought out game. We're here for your views, your opinions. We want to know how you're feeling after that game. It was exhilarating at times, frustrating in others. We want to know your point of view, whether you're a Gooner yourself, Southampton fan or anybody else. We are brought to you and powered by OneFootball, one of the leading applications out there for football fans. They give you statistics, news, anything you want surrounding world football is at your fingertips. The link for the OneFootball app is in the description below, so go and check that out, as well as the Ultimate Football Fan. So all the social media links are down there. But we're going to jump straight into it. The phone lines will be opening very, very shortly. So if you want to phone us up, you want to give your opinions on that performance, 0203 606 0315. Would love to know how Arsenal fans are feeling. And the question I want to pose to you, and I'm going to be asking most of you this same thing, is do you feel this is a point earned or 2 points dropped? That's the big question from my point of view. I will also be going through your comments live across multiple platforms that we're on right now. ArsenalFanTV, Claude's channel, Troops, DT, pretty much everything ArsenalFanTV based, as well as my channel, The Football Terrace, and The Ultimate Football Fan as well. So I'm going to try and read as many comments as possible. But look, phone lines are open. Give us a call. Give us your views, opinions on that game, because you are the people that matter, the viewers. When you look at the game itself, my point of view, I think Arsenal dominated possession. They had most of the play, most of the attempts. A lot of huffing and puffing without any real creativity. Lacazette gets brought off the football pitch. I saw social media light up, asking the question, why doesn't Arsene Wenger keep them both on at the same time when Olivier Giroud came on? But the Frenchman steps up again. Seems to me to always get crucial goals. Always gets crucial goals for Arsenal. He stands up and he delivers again. He gets that all-important equaliser. Keeps the top four dream, at the very minimum, alive for Arsenal. But of course, your opinions, your viewpoints and everything you feel on that are massively important. As well as tuning in and leaving us your comments, make sure you smash that like button as well, whichever platform you are watching on. Going to go to some of the comments coming through here. Wow. Adnan here just saying Giroud with lots of words, obviously clearly happy. Emran says Ozil was decent in the second half. That's something we will touch on as well, the performance of Ozil and Sanchez, two players who are in the media consistently at the moment because of their potential move away from Arsenal Football Club. How they perform is always key. We can still win the league is what Tom Hemmings thinks. A very optimistic gooner there. And I like seeing optimism from supporters. Still thinks Arsenal can win the league. How many of you agree with the young man there? Wow. Solo SND on ArsenalFanTV says it was a disgrace. Absolutely disgraceful performance from Arsenal. Complete polar opposite to the first man there, saying that he still thinks Arsenal can win the league and celebrating the goal, thinks that it's an absolute disgraceful performance. Where do you sit on the spectrum of Arsenal's display today? Rojo here says, if we play like that versus Liverpool, they will destroy us. What I would put out there to you, and think about it from a positive angle, will Liverpool sit back and defend as much as Southampton? That's the question you have to pose yourself with. Because I'm left here thinking, not a chance. They're going to open up more. There'll be far more opportunities, far more space for Lacazette, Ozil, Sanchez, your creative players to damage Southampton. And from the flip side, how did Southampton perform today? Any Southampton fans watching that want to give their viewpoints, they must be pleased with that. You're playing one of the biggest sides in England, one of the best sides in Europe. You've held them to a draw. You were leading pretty much for the entirety of the game. Would love to know how you're feeling as supporters right now. Because I reckon you're going to be pretty happy. Loads of comments coming through here. We didn't take our chances is what Joe Gregory thinks. Interesting around your chances. So it was around 9 to 10 shots on goal the last time I checked. I will check the stats here on the OneFootball app. Total shots 11, 6 of them on target. Which isn't bad. It gives you around between 50 and 60% accuracy margin. But how many of those attempts on goal were clear-cut opportunities? Even the goal from Giroud, I wouldn't say that was an easy header. He had to glance the ball. He had to get too much purchase and it goes into the goalie's hands. Not enough and it goes wide. Very difficult chance. Were there enough clear-cut opportunities today from an Arsenal point of view? Or was it, or you know, if there was and you believe that's it, you're right. You know, we just missed our opportunities. Or was there a lack of creativity? Was it too hard to break Southampton down? And if so, the big question that I want to ask you, why? And it goes back to the opening point. Is this a point dropped? So 2 points dropped? Or is this a point gained? That's what I want to hear from you Gooners. Some more things here. Andy Reid says Arsenal are a big team in the English Premier League, but Arsene Wenger does not include, he's not one of the best coaches in the Premier League. So he says here not included. He kind of misspelt it, but I got what you meant. Wow. Big point there. Do Arsenal fans agree with that? Wenger, is he not one of the best coaches in England? I know there's been banners. I know there's been a lot of Gooners calling for him to go. But would you agree with that? Outside, what, the top 4, top 5? Are there really 5 or 6 better managers in the Premier League than Wenger? Let us know what you think. We are waiting and willing for your calls to come through. 0203 606 0315 whenever you are ready. Too many viruses in our team is what Hafiz thinks here. Wow. 2 point dropped is what Moraij says. Thinks it's 2 points dropped from Arsenal today. Haran says Sanchez was horrible, like honestly, really bad. Why do we always allow them to score within the first 10 minutes? It's a big question. We've got our first call coming through. Maybe that'll be answered for us here. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, buddy?
Del Boy.
Del Boy. Yeah. What's going on? How are you feeling after that game? You a gooner?
I'm a bit terrible, actually, because the first 3 minutes, we cannot defend. How do I put it this way? We can't physically defend.
You can't defending. So in terms of what was wrong with your defending in that opening few minutes?
Just sloppy, because it's not just because of the sniper, because there's no talking between the defenders when the counter-attack is happening from Southampton.
And did you feel that that defending improves outside the opening 10 minutes, or is it a continual problem that Arsenal have, their inability to...
A bit of both, actually.
Yeah, so when you look against Man United, 2 goals in the opening sort of 10, 13 minutes or so, another really early goal today. Do you feel that's just part of the defensive problems that Arsenal have, or is there a lack of concentration? Are they warming up properly? Are they ready for the game at the start of the whistle? Because they appear to be starting very cold.
I think it's just putting the concentration on the football.
And who's responsible for that? Who can make them be more concentrated?
I'd probably say would be Koscielny, because he's one of our best defenders, but he's not actually doing the talk-to-talk as he's supposed to be as, like, captain. Absolutely.
Captain's job on the pitch. Really appreciate your call, Del Boy. It means a lot. Thank you.
No problem.
Del Boy there, giving his honest opinions. Koscielny's a captain. He needs to talk more, organise more. Some people there, we're looking at the comments coming through. Lots of people saying Wenger out after this performance. This is the internet, so it might just be people trolling us. But don't the players have to bear some of the responsibility? They're starting the games cold, getting caught on the back foot. 2 games on the bounce now. Another call coming through now, thick and fast. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, my friend?
Noah.
Noah. You an Arsenal fan?
Yeah.
Good. How are you feeling after that performance? Are you happy that you went and got the point, or do you feel disappointed that you dropped 2?
I feel a bit shocked, to be honest.
Why do you feel shocked?
Because we should be beating that team.
Why, though? Why do you feel that you should be beating it? I mean, 77% of Arsenal fans voted that this should be a game you win easily. That's a huge percentage. Why should you be beating a team like Southampton?
Because we should be better than them. They're bottom half of the table. We're top half of the table. We want to win the league. We want to win stuff this season.
So, what's Wenger not getting right? Why are the players not able to step up and perform? Your away form in the Premier League this year has been poor, to say the least.
Yeah.
What's not happening? What's Wenger not getting out of his players? What's wrong with the tactics? You must have a reason as to why you think this is going so poorly.
There's no bad tactics. It's just Wilshere. He needs to bring Wilshere on.
So from your, and I'm not, no, this is your viewpoints and I respect them. So if Jack Wilshere starts, none of these problems exist for Arsenal.
No, they do exist, but they exist less.
Less. Well, Noah, look, we really appreciate your call coming through, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. So you heard it from Noah there. Bring Jack Wilshere into the Arsenal team from the start and less of these problems will arise. They'll win more games. I'm sort of paraphrasing what he said there. Do Arsenal fans agree? Is Jack Wilshere the answer to the problems going on at the club? Because it's a really good run of 3 wins on the bounce for Arsenal. And now a loss against Man United, a draw which, as I say, if you look on the OneFootball app, the link is in the description below, 77% voted for an Arsenal win on this game. On the app, that's what they thought that the result was going to be. All those people were wrong. Why? That's the question we want to answer. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, my friend?
Bud.
Bud?
Yeah.
Hello. So what's your thoughts? Are you an Arsenal fan?
No, Southampton.
Southampton, great. So how do you feel after that game?
I think we've been robbed. Robbed of the victory. With those 3 points would have kept us, like, it would have helped us, like, finish mid-table.
So do you feel, look, would you have taken a point before the game kicked off, though, as a Southampton fan, playing the might of Arsenal, would you have taken a 1-1 draw before the game started?
Yeah, but we deserved a win, in my opinion.
You deserved to win. What made you feel like you deserved it more than Arsenal?
We like set up defensively. We played good, but they were just flopping their back and stuff like that.
Look, fair enough. Look, we really appreciate your call and giving us your viewpoints here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. Southampton fan there, actually feeling disappointed. And a few people making the comments here saying BVB for life. Borussia Dortmund fan there saying Southampton dropped 2 points. Same as what our caller there just said. Comment that came in, I want to try and find it again, regarding Wenger. I'm getting it from a lot of people saying there is only one problem here, and that's that Wenger is still the manager of Arsenal. So it's not Koscielny's fault at the back. It's not that Wilshere is not starting. Or maybe it is those reasons, and Wenger isn't addressing them in the right way. Maybe he's got the wrong captain. He's not picking Jack Wilshere from the start of games. Is that the fundamental problem at the club? Would love the views and the opinions there. My opinion is which has no reason that my opinion is that our back defensive line is not organised enough, is what Leah here says, so I read that wrong. Southampton should have scored at least 2 more goals, is what Very Ape 111 says. And that's the point we're going to touch on in a moment after the next call. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, buddy?
Hello, my name is John.
John, how are you doing, John?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Good, good. Are you an Arsenal fan, Southampton?
No, neither. I'm a neutral.
You're a neutral. So what was your... Good. Nice neutral here.
Yeah,
what's your view on this game? Arsenal... Go on, sorry.
Middlesbrough fan.
You're a Middlesbrough fan?
Yeah.
Nice. Don't meet many smoggies, but hello.
Yeah.
What was your views on this game then? Arsenal unlucky, Southampton unlucky?
Oh, they were poor. Defensively, they were extremely poor that day. Extremely poor. I don't know. I think in the starting lineup, Xhaka, Bellerin has to be dropped because they're not good enough from what I see from the highlights.
So when you're looking at the situation, for you as a neutral looking at Arsenal, is it the fact that their defenders and their players are not good enough? Is it a lack of poor tactics or organisation, or is it a combination of all of it?
I think you can't blame Wenger anymore. It's more like a collective. It's like he needs to be ruthless and he needs to drop. He needs to drop both of them. He needs to drop Xhaka. He needs to drop Bellerin. He needs to drop Koscielny.
Wow.
Because you can tell by Debussy. I've seen him in the Europa League games just as neutral, and I think he deserves a chance because he's been earning his wages. Like DT said. Like I watch a lot of interviews and he says, yeah.
But if the manager isn't, you're sort of saying you can't blame Wenger anymore.
No,
if Wenger's not dropping those players and he's starting them and they're not good enough, surely that's Wenger's fault.
So I think it's a collective responsibility.
As ever.
A collective responsibility. But I think Yeah, I feel sorry for him because the board are not supporting him at all, at some extent. So
the board are not supporting Wenger. Look, some would argue that Wenger has as much power as anybody at that football club.
It might be so. So I think if it's the case, I think the board has to do something about it.
There we go. But look, thank you very much for your call. Really do appreciate it, and we'll hope to hear from you again.
Okay, have a nice day. Thank you.
Yeah, you too. Cheers. Take care. What a lovely gentleman. It's nice to speak to somebody so polite and with manners. Not that the other callers weren't polite, but that guy was rather special. I quite like talking to him. Erin here says the defenders have mental problems individually. They make mistakes and it's not Wenger's fault. I get that on individual cases, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here. If I keep making mistakes at work, I keep underperforming, I keep turning up late, I keep letting customers down, and my boss doesn't discipline me and stop me from doing that, whose fault is it? Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, buddy?
I keep underperforming.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, what's your name?
Zubair.
Zubair?
Yeah.
Arsenal fan, Southampton fan?
Arsenal fan.
Arsenal fan. So how are you feeling after that game? You happy with the late equaliser, or should your team be doing much more against Southampton?
I think that I'm happy with the late equaliser, but I think we should have done more. For the first goal, it was down to Mertesacker and our defence. We were really poor. Austin should have never had that space to go to. We should have marked him and got the ball. And I think that goal was a real boost to Southampton, and they could have had many more chances. And we're really lucky we didn't have that. They didn't score that many goals. And I think that going on to next game and other games, Wenger needs to really look at his team and think, what's our best team? What can we do to make these players get these chances and score, really?
Well, of course, last week against Manchester United, conceding goals on the counter-attack again. But you were able to open Manchester United up so much more. Why was it such a struggle at times against Southampton today?
Well, I think that their defence was... Manchester United defence, De saved them a lot, I think. But I don't think it's just down to that. I think that the fact that our team, we had more confidence going into the game. We couldn't lose the chances that game. In this game, I just think that we were missing the buzz. I just think we were missing that creative thing that we normally have from Ozil, Sanchez. I think that really cost us today.
You know, I really do appreciate that. Look, really appreciate your call coming into us today. Look, I hope you feel a little bit cheerier later on in the day. I'm sure Arsenal are going to bounce back with another victory very, very soon. Lovely. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
There we go. Look, a mixture of opinions there, but a lot of people being unhappy today. I'm hearing it from a lot of Arsenal fans. See the neutral we had called through as well. The defenders, the organisation seems to be the biggest bugbear amongst Arsenal fans today. But what's the answer? It's great to rant, it's great to say what's wrong, but come on and give us some suggestions around what Wenger should be doing moving forward, because that's where the buck stops, with what the manager does moving forward. Like I was saying before, if I keep messing up at work, there comes a point where my bosses, my team leaders' management of me will come into question. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, buddy?
Hey, my name is David. What's up?
Hello, David. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good, good. What's your views on the game today, David?
Yeah, it was another good game for Arsenal today.
Not a good... why? What was wrong with today?
I don't know. They were not stepping up. Their offensive wasn't as good like at the last game.
And what would you do differently? What should Wenger have done differently in the game for you?
He should have let other players play, actually. I don't know.
Fair enough. But look, really do appreciate your call. Thank you very much. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another call coming through now from one of the greatest men in YouTube, Robbie from ArsenalFanTV. How you doing, my friend? Hello, Robbie. Hello, you all right?
Hello?
Hello, right. Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm live already. I didn't even realise.
Yes, you're on. You're on. It's a good job we didn't catch you going to the toilet. How you
just sitting with the lads there, you know what I mean? We're still gutted that we didn't get to the game. We've been caught out by the weather today. And, I mean, to be fair, I was surprised to see how many Arsenal fans are there, because so many that I spoke to are stuck on the motorway. There's fans that have been stuck on the M25 for 5 hours. You know, so horrible weather to get down there, but listen, a point in the end, so we'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been asking a lot of the viewers online, the guys been calling up. Does it feel like Arsenal earned a point or dropped two? Where's your sort of point of view on that?
A bit of both, really. We've dropped two because, you know, with the results yesterday, Chelsea, you know, having lost, it was a good opportunity for us to move higher up the table. And, you know, I felt it was a good opportunity for us. But in light of things, I think in the end it was a very decent point in the end, because it didn't look like we were going to score. Did not look like we were going to score. You know, they were defending really, really well. They were really, really well organised. So to get a point in the end, and it was a fantastic goal by Giroud. You know, we're going to have to take that. And it's, you know, we've been poor on the road, so at least it's not a loss. I think a loss for morale would have been really bad, you know?
No, I totally understand that. And as you say, Giroud's goal was fantastic. I don't think people can often appreciate the delicacy of the header and getting it just right to put it into the bottom corner. We were sort of sitting here watching the game sort of in the studio, and one of the producers, Ross, who's an Arsenal fan, sort of showed a bit of frustration when Lacazette came off for Olivier Giroud. Would you like to sometimes see Wenger be a bit more positive and bring on Giroud, but keep both of them on?
I to be honest, when Lacazette came off, now I've been very critical of him taking Lacazette off in games. But for this one, I agreed with it. I thought Lacazette was poor today. And I thought he was, well, he's been proven right in taking him off, because he brought on Giroud, and Giroud scored. But I thought Lacazette today was very poor. You know, he didn't get lots of great service, to be fair, but his touch on a couple of occasions. There was one occasion, I think, in the first half when he was. If his touch would have been better, he would have been through on goal with a one-on-one situation, and he fluffed it. So it wasn't a good day at the office for him. It was right to take him off. The other player who I was questioning and thinking, boy, he could possibly have came off, was Alexis. But then I was saying, listen, the only problem with Alexis is that he's a world-class player who can have a moment in a game, and it was him who created the chance for Giroud. Probably about his 10th flicked pass, and this one came off, and Giroud buried it. So, you know, but I thought it was correct to take Lacazette off today, and I think Wenger was right in his decision today.
Yeah, you mentioned sort of Alexis Sanchez there. You've got Ozil as well. There's a lot of attention on those two players right now because of their contract situations.
Yeah.
How do you feel their performances have been of late? Because Ozil seems to have stepped it up, but Alexis Sanchez seems a little bit lost. With all due respect, seems a little bit lost at the minute.
I think Ozil in the first half was very good. He was our best player in that first half. He dropped off in the second half. He was very quiet in the second half. I thought Alexis had a very, by his very high standards, it was a poor game by him. But then, as I said, he's a world-class player, and you can't never fault his effort. You know, I just did an interview with Mo, that's probably going to come up soon, and I was saying, Mo was saying in that interview that he feels that Alexis is trying to force it too much. And I think that's right. He's trying a bit too hard. Last year, it was all coming very natural to him. Forcing it. He's forcing it a bit too much this year, and he's giving the ball away a lot. And he hasn't really had great performances in any games this year. However, he's such a world-class player that he's still scored big goals. He's still created big assists. That's just how good he is. So I'm not going to... Both players, you can't fault their attitude, even though there's all the speculation around them leaving, even though, with all that going on, you can't fault their effort. Both of them are putting it in. So, on that aspect, I'm going to show them nothing but respect at the moment.
No, I agree. Mertesacker comes sort of back into the team, hasn't had a great... Yeah, I mean, that guy, look, what he did in the FA Cup final after not playing for a while was phenomenal, but today...
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And the fastest he ran was when he got substituted. He sprinted off the pitch. I've never seen him run so fast in my life. I was like, he was like Usain Bolt, wasn't he?
Yeah, maybe he wanted to get back on that M25 before getting stuck in all the traffic and snow again.
I mean, he was dreadful today. I mean, for the first goal, what is he doing? I mean, it's the problem, the perennial problem with Arsenal is that we give away goals so easily. We did not need to give away that first goal. It was so poor by Mertesacker and Monreal. Monreal's positioning as well. To let Charlie Austin just come inside him like that was poor. And all-round defensive display again today, just not good enough. Too easy to get through Arsenal. Look how difficult it was for us to break down Southampton. Oh, I know they're kind of sitting on their lead, but look at the difficulty to break them down. And then look how easy it is to just carve Arsenal up, and that is our problem. Going forward, we're good, but, you know, defensively, you know, and then I don't think the midfield offer enough protection to the defence as well. I thought Granit Xhaka again today was poor. For me, Jack Wilshere has to start now. I mean, all right, I know it looked like Ramsey picked up an injury at the end, but Wilshere has to start now. When he came on, he made a big difference. He was driving at players. He's some good passes. He drew fouls. You know, they was having to commit and cause free kicks. Granit Xhaka just gets the ball, shifts it sideways. It's all very pretty. So he has lots of touches, but he doesn't have a lot of effect with that. Whereas, you know, Wilshere has a lot of effect. He'll be driving at guys, or he'll pick passes. He's just a much more effective midfielder to me than Granit Xhaka. He has to start.
Yeah, a lot of gooners here on the comments on ArsenalFanTV, DT's channel, and Troops and the boys as well saying the same thing. Look, mate, I really appreciate your time. Any chance that is Troops with you?
Troops is with me. Just before I go there, I'm going to bring Troops in, but just before I go there, I'm going to pick up all Arsenal fans today. I've heard from so many fans that will, you know, that even now are stuck on the motorway. They've been stuck there for like 8 hours trying to get to that game. Ourselves, we got stuck. We had to give up in the end. You know, so much respect to those fans who made it. So much respect to the fans who didn't make it. You know, it was a tough day, but, you know, at least we got a point out of it. Let me get Troops here. Hold on a second.
Nice one.
Yeah, he is. Back again.
Hello.
Hello, Troops. How you doing, buddy?
Yo, what are you telling me, bro?
I'm good. You sound really downbeat after that performance.
Fam, we're dead. We're dead, fam. There's nothing you can really say about that, blood. It was a dead performance. It was just like the United game. Came out slow. Should have been 4-0 down after 10 minutes.
Why are Arsenal starting games so slowly? I mean, because they just seem cold and they get caught on the chin straight away.
I don't know, man. It's like when you start slow, we have to start quick. We're not one of them teams that can come into a game. We have to start the game on the front foot. But recently, I don't know, man. We just been starting games proper slow, blood. Like, I don't know, man. There's no midfield. There's no defence.
I want to watch it. Yeah, I totally get that. A lot of people here saying that Koscielny should be dropped. I mean, what do you may not agree with that, but what should Wenger do? What can he do to improve your start to games?
Leave.
Leave.
New manager. I think that will help. Understand? Now, but like, drop Koscielny and put who in? What Mertesacker? Did you see what he done today? Nah, mate, I'm alright still. He has to go. Wow, super lad. We need to go buy defenders in January. You can't drop Koscielny. We ain't got. He's our best defender. He's not world class, but he's the best one we got. You can't really go in there and put Nacho, who's a left back playing already. Nacho's a left back. You've got him a centre back. Who else are you really going to put in there? You can't put Holden. Who's going to captain the team as well? You understand?
Yeah.
You can't really drop Koscielny. You need to drop Xhaka.
See, I agree with that. I think that's the issue that you've got. Are you another supporter that Wilshere should be starting in this team now?
Yeah, 100%, man. When he came on, he just made a difference, blood. He's willing to go forward. He can find the ball. Because he's going forward, he'll draw a foul. You understand? Xhaka and them, man, they just go sideways the whole fucking time, blood.
Why is he not playing him? Is it application, attitude? Is his body capable of playing 90 minutes of football?
Well, he's obviously capable of playing 90 minutes, blood. He played every game in the Europa League Cup. That's 6 games. He played every game in the Carling Cup as well, blood. So he's played maybe 9 games this season, full 90 minutes, blood. So it's Wenger, innit? He does what he wants. I don't know, man.
Is that why you guys all want him out? Because he does what he wants, but it doesn't seem. Look, from my point of view, looking in.
You ain't got a clue. That's why I want him out. You ain't got a clue, man.
Yeah, and you get to a stage like today. Yeah. And you get to a point today where people are now calling for Koscielny to be dropped, and I make you absolutely right. Like, he is your best defender. You can't be looking at dropping him. But it just seems the disorganisation, the lack of plan, Wenger's inability to get his team to be consistent, it's just drawing blank after blank. And look, you know, your away performance has been poor. You pick up a draw in the end today. But as Arsenal fans, you have to be demanding much better than this.
Yeah, of course, man. Like, we scored 8 goals. Well, now we scored 9 goals in the season, and 5 came in one game. Like, understand? It's not good enough. Like, we're like what, 13, 15 points off City. Like, it's not good enough. Like, it's not even December yet. You understand? Last year we were 9 points off City at Christmas. This year we're 15, and we could even be further. So, because it's not even fucking Christmas yet. Like, you understand? So shit's just getting worse, blood. Shit's getting worse, wages getting lower and lower, we're deteriorating. Wenger's getting more money, so he's happy, innit? At least someone's fucking happy.
Where does that leave Arsenal now for the rest of the season? Just challenging for a Champions League place, or do you think you can push on to do more?
Nah, man. We ain't doing fuck all this year, bro. We'll be lucky to get top 4. We'll be lucky to win Europa League. I doubt we'll win anything, to be honest. Probably finish 5th.
I've heard some Arsenal fans say that just finishing above Tottenham is the target this year. That seems like a huge fall from grace. And I mean that with respect, because for me growing up, Arsenal were always, and still are, a massive club. But do you agree with that point of view from some Arsenal fans, that just finishing above Spurs is the most important thing now?
I don't give a shit about finishing above. Like, obviously, I want to finish above them, but I really don't give a shit. Like, I want to win the league, innit? Like, it just shows you that we have a small mentality now, blood, where we're more conservative than our top, blood. We're actually trying to fucking compete. But it is what it is, man. There's nothing you can do with it.
No, I totally hear you on that. Look, you sound disappointed. Go chill, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and probably watch Man United get thumped by Man City. That will cheer most people up in the country.
Yeah, trust me.
You take care, mate, and I'll speak to you soon.
All right, you too, man.
Take care. Cheers.
All right, in a bit.
All right, bye-bye. We hear from Robbie, and we hear from Troops there. And I think, look, I want to echo something Robbie said. It took me 4 hours to do a 30-mile journey today. Fortunately for me, I handled it calmly. I didn't get frustrated. I didn't shout. I didn't swear. I didn't go shout at police officers. I didn't cry my eyes out at the top of Muswell Hill. I did do these things. Yeah, it was one of them. But the Arsenal fans that have attempted to or travelled down to Southampton, and all football fans today that have gone all around the country to watch their football teams, drive safe. And just keep your heads about you, because the roads are absolutely treacherous. You can call in if you've been at the game as well. So if you've been at the Arsenal game today from either side, 0203 606 0315. We're here to take your calls. We want your views. We want your opinions on everything related to the game today and football in general. Lots of comments coming in here, but another phone call. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, buddy?
Josh.
Hello, Josh. You a Gooner or a Southampton fan?
Gooner.
Gooner.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? What's your thoughts after that performance today from your boys?
I don't think that was very good, to be fair. You know, it did work. I was trying to get to the game down the train. My train, I'm from Middlesbrough. Woke up at 6:30 and they said my train wouldn't get through King's Cross. So I couldn't get through there. So I just went home, watched it on the TV. And at half-time, Troop said that he should take Xhaka off and put Wilshere on. He did that. I don't get why he takes Lacazette off. He might have been tired, but we haven't got a game midweek, I don't think, unless we're playing someone in the cup. And it's just not very good. Obviously.
So I mean, look, there's been lots of differing opinions today from Arsenal fans. Some saying, drop the players, Bellerin, Koscielny. Other people blaming Wenger. Where do you sit on this? Is there is it very much everybody's at fault, or do you sort of tie the blame around one particular area of Arsenal's team that they've been poor on the road, keep dropping points, lack of clean sheets? What's your views on all of that?
Well, I don't think you can blame Wenger. You know, he's got the week to train, and he's got the. And once they go out on the pitch, he can't control anything. He can go on half time and say what he needs to say. But at the end of the day, it's the players that go out and perform for him. And yeah, if the players aren't performing for him, then changes need to be happening. But that's not going to happen, is it? You know, how long we've been here saying the manager needs to go.
Yeah, so are you a Wenger out kind of guy? Or are you like, you know what, let's get behind him and support him because he is still our manager regardless?
Well, I'm only 15, so you respect what he's done for the club. But, you know, I think last season when we won the FA Cup, might have been time to go then, maybe.
Yeah, 3 FA Cups in, 3 or 4 years. Maybe that is the right time for him to go. Interesting stat here that Arsenal have just put up, Arsenal Football Club. Olivier Giroud has now scored 10 goals in the 80th minute or later in 2017. That's a super sub, right?
It is, yeah, but they shouldn't really need a super sub, you know. They don't have not the talent Arsenal have got as a squad, you know. They should need a super sub. Teams like Southampton, they should be blowing them away, but we're just not. And then the defence is just poor. You know, I feel sorry for the Arsenal attackers with Lacazette, sometimes Ozil, sometimes Sanchez playing very well. And we have people like Perman to Saka at the back, and it's never going to really work for us.
No, I totally get it. Look, I really appreciate your call and obviously good attempt at trying to get all the way down from Middlesbrough to watch Arsenal play on the South Coast today. Thank you.
Right, see you later, mate.
Another interesting stat I've just got from Now Arsenal, at Now Arsenal from Twitter. Olivier Giroud now has 17 goals as a player coming on in the Premier League as a substitute. That's equal to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer of Manchester United. That's the impact he has as a player. Maybe that's why he doesn't start. Some Arsenal fans call for him to start more. But I think sometimes managers like these super subs, that's an astounding achievement. And as long as he doesn't leave Arsenal or doesn't play, if he never plays, I reckon he'll beat that record now. He'll score at least one more from the bench this year. No doubt about it in my mind. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, my friend?
Hi.
Hi, what's your name, buddy?
Jim.
Jim?
Yeah.
Are you an Arsenal fan or Southampton?
Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan.
Arsenal. Jim, how are you feeling after that game today? You happy with the point or disappointed that you feel like you should have beaten a team like Southampton?
No, I'm really happy with the point. I think we can still win the league.
You think you can still win? That you are the most optimistic Arsenal fan I've heard since Ty. Why do you still think you can win the league?
Yes, Sanchez and Ozil, one of the best, two of the best players in the world. And we have Mertesacker, who's got so much experience as a German international. And the players just need to have a bit more determination in the first, say, 10 minutes of a game. And then I think if you can do that, we can go on and let Sanchez score, you know, as many goals as he does for us.
But you don't score a lot of goals away from home. You can't really keep clean sheets are very difficult for you. Those two things, in essence, are not the ingredients needed to create that championship-winning cake. What needs to change at Arsenal to get those things right, to have a genuine title challenge like you believe is going to happen? Yeah,
the team just needs to be a bit more organised, especially in the first 30 minutes of a match. Because as you can see from today and last week, I don't think there's anyone in the dressing room that fires the players out before the match. But if you can do that, I believe with Sanchez, Ozil, Lacazette, I think that's a great partnership to go on and score a bunch of goals to win the Premier League.
No, look, I understand. And how do you stop Man City? How many points are they in front of you now?
Yeah, I think over 10. I don't know.
Over 10. Well, you're on 29 and they are on 43. How do you swing that round? You're going to win that league, like you believe. How do you turn that round?
Well, you're right. I think we need to hope that they will lose points, but I think there's always a situation in the season where a team goes through a rough patch, and I don't believe Man City. I mean, they haven't shown that they've got the resilience to, come back after, say, a couple of defeats in a row, and I think that will happen. And all we have to do is just focus on ourselves, and then, go on from there.
Jim, look, I really appreciate that. I think you're the most optimistic fan ever. I think what you really need more than anything is for Man City and all the teams above you to get points deducted if you're really going to win the league. And I say that with all due respect. I think most Arsenal fans would say it's a very difficult chance to win the league. But I like the fact that you're positive. We probably need more of that in the world. I was laughing at some of the comments coming through about other things. That's why I love social media. I just find all comments funny. It's just my sense of humour. Lots of interesting viewpoints from Arsenal fans today. From my point of view, one person I want to talk about a little bit, the World Cup's coming up. Lots of English players and strikers being spoken about. Danny Welbeck and Marcus Rashford, I should remember his name, both got 3 goals each this season, both highly tipped to be at the World Cup. Charlie Austin has 5. Interesting point of view for Southampton fans watching. Charlie Austin, should we look at including him in at least one England squad in a friendly to see how he fares in international football? That'd be a fair point. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, buddy?
Noah.
Noah? I think we've already had Noah on today, but how are you, Noah?
Fine, mate.
Fine, what would you like to say?
Why is Arsenal not winning every game? Because why can they not win games?
I mean, are you asking me that question, or are you going to tell me why?
Yeah.
Me?
I'm asking you.
Well, because for me, they don't defend well enough. Arsene Wenger doesn't know how to organise his team well enough at this moment in time. He hasn't brought the right level of quality in, and you've got 2 of the best players in the world that don't want to be at Arsenal Football Club. They should either sort that situation out by either getting them to commit, or they should have sold them in the summer. I think there's numerous reasons. I wouldn't blame it on one particular area, but it fundamentally comes down to me that Wenger shouldn't be the manager of that football club. He shouldn't be getting paid the money he is to fail at his targets, and the board should be respecting the supporters more. All those thousands of supporters stuck on the M25 today, travelling down to watch their beloved team, I think they show a huge level of disrespect to those people week in, week out. And I'm, no love lost with rivalries with Arsenal fans, but that's why it's not happening. Simple and straightforward for me. Why do you think, Noah?
They should sack him. Sack him.
Of course they should, but I think people have been saying that for a long time, and it's not happening. So it's hugely disappointing. But look, really do appreciate your call, and I will speak to you again soon, Noah. Thank you.
See you, mate.
Cheers. Noah there asking me a question. That was delightful of him. BT Sports have put out a tweet here saying the waste of time becomes a real problem in England. The referees haven't found an answer yet. So Arsene Wenger is blaming the defeat on time wasting. I don't think they were time wasting when they scored after 3 minutes. And, we've heard from every single Arsenal fan today, highly critical of Arsenal's defending. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn there. Time wasting is going to happen. All teams time waste when they're winning late on in games. Arsenal have done it in the past, I'm sure. Barcelona do it. Everybody does. A poor excuse from Arsene Wenger. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, buddy?
How do you doing, Sal? It's Ben.
Hello, Ben. What's your views on the game today, my friend?
Well, I'm a neutral, mate. I've been watching the game today, and it's just, I think Arsene Wenger's, he's just totally fascinated in playing this perfect football. Like, he's forgotten about the basics. He's not interested in defending as much. And for me, all the top teams have got at least one holding midfielder. If you look at Matic for Manchester United, Fernandinho for, Man City, if you had someone like John Henderson to, clear up the back and take the ball forward, then it would solve a lot of problems, I think. They're very good going forward, as we've seen, but I don't know, they're just lacking that defensive knowledge. And to me, that's down to Arsene Wenger, because he's not coaching the back properly to pick up the ball and take it forward.
Look, I concur with you completely. I think when you get individual mistakes on occasions in professional elite level football, you blame that player. But if you have a player that makes mistake after mistake, game after game after game, and the manager persists with that individual, the manager's then responsible and accountable for keeping that person in that position. So, and not recruiting right, not changing tactics. So I think Arsene Wenger is the biggest problem. But the age-old question at the moment is, if he leaves, who comes in? Or even more importantly, how did they even get rid of him? Arsenal fans have been protesting and having marches and banners, and ArsenalFanTV has had huge amounts of its viewers that are in that sort of area of Wenger out. And not everybody does it with disrespect either. A lot of people ask for him to leave with dignity and with grace, and no changes happen, and that has to be painful for Arsenal fans.
But you not think he should change the way they play it when they go away from home?
Yeah, of course he should.
I mean, like Francis Coquelin, he did fantastic when he first came on the scene, and all of a sudden he's taken a back seat. If they put it back in the squad, at least for the away games, to try and clear up, these defensive frailties have got, they could have won today.
No, I get that completely. The issue is with Wenger, he's very unyielding in the way he approaches games, the way he does things, and he's been I've been reading some of the comments here that the producer's been putting up on the screen here, and Wenger's been praising his team, saying how great a side that he's got, how unlucky they've been and time wasting. That sounds like a broken man to me that doesn't really believe, and Arsenal have got some fantastically talented players, but he can't get the best out of them consistently. And I think everything you're saying is absolutely right. And I think in their heart of hearts, Arsenal fans would agree with you on the whole. I really, really do.
But also as well, going forward today, they were average. Do you know what I mean? It took a substitution to come on. Drew's not world class, is he? He's just got height in the box. And that's all it took to score a goal.
Yeah, I agree with you. Olivier Giroud is not a world-class player, but he's a very good individual. But that's the kind of thing that needs to happen. Like, that's the one positive I'd give to Wenger, is that there was a bit of a plan B. And I'm very highly critical of managers that are completely unyielding when it's not working. So you get that a lot with Jurgen Klopp. When things aren't going right for Pep Guardiola last season, the same thing. We'll just keep banging the same drum until we get what we want. What I want to see more from Arsene Wenger is that. And I'm looking at the heat maps now, though. So the heat maps of Arsenal show their predominant area was completely outside the 6-yard box. So that's why Lacazette was getting opportunities today, because they weren't getting the ball into him in the box. But at least he had the endeavour to change it, bring somebody on they could knock the ball slightly longer to. That, for me, shows good management. The problem is that should that have come sooner in the game and not in the last 10 minutes?
Maybe, but I also think as well, they're not keen on playing dirty football. That shot, I can't remember who took the shot now, but Mertesacker just stood there and just let him, take a shot on goal, which was, for me, it's sacrilegious that in a game of football. Just cover his bollocks and then just hope for the best. That's not how you win games, is it? Especially going away from home.
Look, I totally get where you're coming from.
And that's down to Arsene Wenger. That's the coach in that. 100%, isn't it?
Oh, look, of course. For me, the reason managers get sacked is because fundamentally, at the end of the day, it comes down to them as individuals. And I wouldn't say Wenger's lost the dressing room at the football club. I just think he plays his way, his style. He buys a certain type of player. He controls 99% of the way that club is run. So the buck stops with him as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly, Tal, exactly.
Lovely. Look, really do appreciate your call. I really do.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Right. All the best. Bye now.
Bye-bye. See, I think this shows something, and Arsenal fans watching all around the world can agree or disagree with this. You've got neutrals now from some of your rival clubs that are completely on your side and almost like, look, this Wenger situation is crazy. What's going on at the club is madness, because maybe they won't articulate it like I'm going to, but you are looking at one of the biggest clubs in the world, one of the greatest clubs to come from England and to represent us on a world scale, being mismanaged, mistreated and misowned. And I think it's a real sad shame. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What would you like to say?
Hi, mate.
Hello, how you doing? What's your name, buddy?
Kyle.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Hello, are you an Arsenal fan or Southampton?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
How are you feeling after that game, buddy?
Fucking devastated. I mean, why is Xhaka even on the pitch when you got Wilshere on the bench? You can run past players.
Yeah, why do you think Wenger's not playing him? I mean, I don't know the answers. What do you think the issue is there?
Well, I don't know, because he's saying that Wilshere should be in the England squad, but then he's not playing him in his actual team, so I don't know what's going through his head.
Yeah, I mean, but look, Wilshere, though, gets injured a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, how often did he actually deliver? I mean, he was loaned out by Arsene Wenger. He can't be that good if he was loaned out to Bournemouth, and he's only kind of here now because no other big clubs wanted him.
Well, yeah, I know, but anything's got to be better than Xhaka at the moment. He can't even make a simple pass half the time.
But how much did he cost you?
Xhaka?
I see Arsenal fans on the internet all the time telling me how good Xhaka. I see Arsenal fans saying he's better than Paul Pogba. Do you not believe that?
No, well, no, not at all.
Wow. So, from your point of view as well, Jack Wilshere, if he comes into the team, is that it? Can you challenge for the top 4 title then? Is it the only problem you've got?
Well, no, the main problem is the defence, but you haven't got the players to improve that at the moment.
Yeah, but some would argue you don't have I mean, Jack Wilshere may not be the answer because he'll play 2 games and then get injured again. That guy's body's like, obviously, if he plays in bubble wrap, he might be okay.
Yeah, well, I think we just got to take that chance because, well, yeah, he can run past players and we have a shot. Like, well, Xhaka just can't do that at the moment.
You still there?
Hello?
Hello, sorry, you drop your phone or you fall over or something. I don't know what happened there. Defensively, you say you don't have the players. Who would you want to bring in January to improve your defensive issues at Arsenal?
Well, I think Van Dijk for Southampton today.
Van Dijk, he could be available. He's got to pay. It's going to cost you 60, 70 million pound.
Well, if it improves the defence and you can challenge for titles, then it's worth it.
Absolutely. Speaking of challenging for titles, 2 world-class players in your team, Alexis Sanchez and Ozil, potentially on their way up the M1 to Manchester. Would you get rid of both of them in January and get some money for them, or would you let them go for free in the summer?
What if they were definitely going?
Yeah, well, look, they've rejected all the contract offers. They're not negotiating anymore with Arsenal. Man City and Man United are interested in both. Would you sell them to the Manchester clubs in January for, say, £20 million each to get some money, or would you let them go for free in the summer?
I'd rather them go for free in the summer because they're crucial to our season. And then in the summer we can buy new players to replace them.
Would it hurt you if they went to the Manchester clubs, though? Because remember, if you sell them, you might have some control over where they go. If they go for free, absolutely no control. They both could be lining up against you for the biggest, for Man City that are probably going to be champions and Man United that are probably going to finish second. Would it hurt seeing Ozil in a Man United kit, for instance?
Oh yeah, definitely. If it meant selling him, meaning he'd go to a club outside the Premier League, then yeah, I'd definitely sell them both instead of going to Manchester for free.
Cool. But look, lovely. Really do appreciate your call, your views and your opinions. You take care and have a good day, all right?
All right, you too, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. But listen, thank you everybody for calling in today. Absolutely fantastic viewpoints. Obviously some very frustrated Arsenal fans. And again, big shout out. Look, Robbie got this absolutely right about the dedicated people that have travelled all that way to try and watch a game today. It's phenomenal. Remember, we are powered by the One Football app. Go into the description below and check out the link. And I mean this, I use it myself. Amazing app for football news, scores, statistics, there's voting options. Absolutely wonderful. Give it a little check. We've been FanPark Live. We'll be back later on today for much, much more. So please tune in later. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.